Hello. Thanks for joining us again on the channel. Okay, yes, we've tried so many of these. Too many probably. But this one stands out. It caught me off guard. Let's figure out why together. Quick note before we begin. There's a discount link in the description and the top comment if you want to check it out. Now, let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
Starting things off, our first reviewer gives us their perspective.
This reviewer found this electric scooter to be very powerful, noting that it maintains its speed well even when going up hills. For daily commuting on paved surfaces, the suspension provides a comfortable and smooth experience. The assembly process was generally straightforward, although our reviewer suggests that using your own set of tools, particularly sockets, will make the job much easier than relying on the supplied toolkit. One point of frustration was the instruction manual, which seemed to be slightly inaccurate, referring to features or switches that weren't actually on the scooter. This required a bit of intuitive problem solving, especially when figuring out the correct placement for the washers during the basket installation. Upon initial setup, this client recommends checking the tire pressure, as they may need air before the first ride, and also giving the brake mounts a quick tightening if necessary. In use, the scooter is refreshingly simple. It operates on a throttle-only system, which this user appreciated for its directness. There are no complicated modes or speed settings to cycle through. The display is equally minimalist, showing only the battery life. The key-based ignition has a peculiar three-position system. Only the third position fully powers the vehicle for riding, and our reviewer advises against using a large, dangling keychain. For securing the vehicle, it's easy enough to thread a lock through the rear wheel and frame. Overall, this client considers it a reliable and affordable option for short-distance travel to work or around town. However, they caution against riding it in the rain or on very wet roads to protect the motor and battery. It delivers surprising speed, so riding safely is a must.
Excellent. Let's find out what our next reviewer has to share about their experience.
This reviewer found that the electric scooter arrived well packaged. While our user, who likes to follow instructions precisely, felt the written guide could have been clearer, they found help in an online assembly video on the product page. Even though the video featured a slightly different model, it was enough to get the job done in about 15 minutes. A nice surprise was that the battery came with enough of a charge for immediate use, allowing for a good amount of riding before it needed to be plugged in for the first time. A major point of satisfaction for this client was the variable speed settings, which helped ease their initial concerns about their kids using the scooter. The first mode is capped at a gentle pace, making it perfect for younger riders or beginners. The second setting offers a more moderate speed, while the third unleashes the vehicle's full potential. Our reviewer, who weighs around 180 pounds, noted that they could reach a top speed of nearly 19 mph, and suspects a lighter person might even go a bit faster. Despite being over 6 feet tall and feeling a little cramped on the frame, they still found the ride to be comfortable enough for getting around. The practical features also received praise. The attached basket proved genuinely useful for carrying a few items on local trips. For safety during dusk or nighttime rides, this personal transport is equipped with both a headlight and a tail light. Other components like the kickstand and brakes all function exactly as expected. The horn is a simple, spring-loaded bell, but it's perfectly adequate for alerting people nearby. Ultimately, this electric bike has become a hit with the whole family, is great for quick trips around the neighborhood, and offers more than sufficient battery life for their typical needs.
Alright, let's find out what our next reviewer has to share.
This reviewer recently acquired an electric scooter, and despite some initial doubts, the overall experience has been overwhelmingly positive. The delivery was remarkably swift, and upon unpacking, our reviewer was pleasantly surprised to find that all the necessary tools for assembly were thoughtfully included, a small detail that certainly enhanced the initial setup. However, the initial moments of riding were fraught with confusion. Our reviewer, unfamiliar with the sensation of a hand throttle on an electric ride, felt off balance and assumed they had made a poor purchase. There was a strange sensation of accelerating only for the scooter to quickly halt when the throttle was released, leading to a perplexing stop-and-go experience that was far from smooth. This client initially thought this strong braking resistance was normal, imagining that they would constantly have to accelerate against it, which felt incredibly awkward and confusing. What initially seemed like a fundamental flaw in the scooter's operation turned out to be a simple, albeit frustrating, misunderstanding. It was discovered that the front brake wasn't just snug, it was effectively locked. The cable, perhaps nudged during unpacking, had managed to catch on the rim of its housing, creating enough tension to constantly engage the front wheel's brake. Our client, assuming this resistance was part of the scooter's normal behavior, struggled until a closer inspection revealed the culprit. After carefully examining the components, the misaligned cable leading to the brake caliper connection was gently nudged, and with a satisfying click, it fell perfectly into place. Immediately, the issue vanished. The relief was immense. This client, who is 61 years old and now happily uses this electric ride for daily commutes from work to home and even further adventures, realized just how close they came to giving a scathing review based purely on a simple, self-inflicted mishap. What started as a moment of...
And that's a wrap. Like, subscribe, and drop a comment if you've got thoughts. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.